Hello and welcome to Rule of Three's video review for Call of Duty Black Ops 2, a first-person military shooter by Treyarch. I'm Roy Mannon, the leader of the Rule of Three website, and with me is Sinister Dreamer, our one of our top contributors. How's it going?
Pretty good yourself.
I'm doing amazing. So we're gonna be talking Call of Duty today, a game that I have never really gotten into, but it is by far the most successful franchise in gaming history. Wouldn't you agree with that statement?
Yeah, sadly.
More games sold and pirated than any other game in known history. So,
Yep.
with that, we're going to start talking about the past Call of Duties, because that's just what we do here, is we always give kind of a background on franchise games. The only ones I have ever played are Modern Warfare 2, which I played a little bit of the campaign and multiplayer. Black Ops, I played a little bit of the campaign and the multiplayer. And Modern Warfare 3, I played a little of the campaign and the multiplayer. That is it. You?
I've every Call of Duty that's came out, I've played all of them. I can say Black Ops, their little series, not one of my favorites.
Yeah, I don't know. I just never been able to get in Call of Duty. I remember when Modern Warfare 2 came out. That was a bunch of kids in my class at the college were like, "Oh yeah, it's the greatest game ever," and all that stuff. So I had heard about Call of Duty previously, but I've never been into the first-person shooters, so I never really picked it up. But then I got Play 2. I'm like, really? This is really?
Call of Duty is one of those great, shooter games. You can go in, blast people and, win. Big whoop. It's one of those things that can keep your entertainment for half hours, hours on end if you're into first-person shooters. Otherwise, it's kind of like, okay, it's a military shooter. Great.
Yeah. Well, this is the Call of Duty is the game that pretty much killed Medal of Honor.
Oh, yeah.
That was all Medal of Honor. But I'll give Call of Duty props. It took down by the biggest first-person shooter game that was on the market beforehand.
Yeah.
And it's still king after, what, 6 years?
6, 7 years, I think. I don't know. Somewhere along line of actual taking down Medal of Honor after their first stretch of the World War II shooters back when.
Yeah. So, Call of Duty, it's very popular. I can see why, but like I said, I've personally never got into it. So with that, we're going to talk about the campaign and story line missions of Black Ops 2. I only like the future levels. Sorry.
If I could actually pull my mind into from being mush, I could actually possibly enjoy it. I just couldn't handle the fact that, okay, you're jumping from the future to the past.
Yeah, in my opinion.
Future to the past, future to the past. And it's like, okay, I understand the concept of, okay, you're trying to stop this one enemy, but you have to get clues from the past to help the future, to help with what you're doing. But can we go back to, like Modern Warfare? Like, to do a, flashback mission, it's like one mission every, 5 mainline missions, not let's hop back and forth through every mission.
Yeah. I don't know. I just couldn't get into the past missions. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just because the future weaponry in the game were so awesome. So when you went to the past missions, it was just kind of the average weaponry.
Well, there's that, and then there's also, if you actually played through Black Ops 1, you would actually kind of understand where the heck the past missions were at, and, understand what's going on, and understand, okay, this is the weapon of the time. But it's one of my things with Black Ops. I'm a first-person shooter guy. I love first-person shooters. It's just Black Ops is kind of my thorn in my side because of the fact that it's like, hey, let's throw you in the past, throw you to the future, throw you to the past, throw you to the future. Stop it.
Yeah. The disjointed timelines kind of, but like I said, I don't know. It's just the future mission, or at least the present in the game. But
yeah, the future guns actually felt nice.
Well, it's not just that. It's just, I don't know, the looks of everything looked better, and I don't know. It just felt more like I wish they kind of just did the whole game in that time frame.
Yeah.
And just talked about the past. I think that would have been better.
Or did like I said, did what like Modern Warfare did, one or two flashbacks to wrap up. Okay, what's going on, or what you need to do, what important things you need to do, and go from there. Otherwise, stop the time jump. We're not Back to the Future here.
Yeah.
So I think that pretty much sums up campaign.
Yeah, I'm about to say the campaign is, other than there are some cool little choices you get to make, but
Yeah.
it's still not that great of a storyline.
Then they throw in the new thing, strike missions.
Yeah, strike. Oh god, the new thing they added, because those ones are also in the campaign.
Which
I hate.
I think I understand where the strike missions come at for, because it's like I did one, hated it, and then I didn't do the next two, and I noticed that, hey, you lost such and such to whatever army.
Yeah, they did. They
Okay.
did change things in store.
So I'm guessing if I lose that people to whatever coalition force, if I go up against them, I guess I'm gonna have to face more.
Yeah, that was pretty much it. There's some other things with it. I failed the first one as well, and then I stopped doing them. But I mean, like I said, like you, I can see why they would add it. It was just implemented poorly.
Yeah, it's even the mechanics to having it. It's like, okay, FPS, RTS. Why do I want a first-person shooter real-time strategy? When if you're gonna do that, just leave it as a strategy and make me send my people somewhere. Don't let me just control people. I tend to lose focus.
Play Valkyria Chronicles for the PlayStation.
Slightly.
I mean, that was a turn-based first-person, well, third-person shooter with some first-person, I think.
Yeah.
Something.
But
that would have been better. Like
yeah.
they did something like that. But yeah, the RTS first-person shooter, I don't know.
It could have had potential. It's just how they implemented was just a little off.
Well, that in the control scheme I felt was really bad.
Yeah.
How you changed units.
Yeah, you having to hold down the direction arrow to whichever squad you want to use.
Not even that, and like the guy I wanted to go to, if I use the direction, that was always like the last one it would go to. So you had to go to the overmap, click on your guy, and then I would push the button to go to that guy, and it still want to go to that guy. It would go back to like the one that was after the guy I was on. It's like, no, I want to go to this guy.
Yeah.
And I remember trying to go out to the overview map, and you hit select. I'd hit select, nothing would happen, so I'd hold select, it would go up, and then immediately go back down. I'm like, really?
Yeah, well, for me, because I played it on the Xbox, which I only did for Xbox because it's the original
right
system for Call of Duty and whatnot. I didn't have that problem where I could select to go back, but the one thing I found was the fact that it's like having just to change from unit to unit, which is like, okay, press and hold, okay, move, this, that. It's just that whole concept is like, okay, maybe another game that could have been better, or a whole game set on that concept. Just not in this one.
Well, I've always felt that RTSs don't work well on consoles because they are a lot, because you have to move your units, and I don't know, with the controller it just seems really difficult.
Cough, cough, Halo Wars?
Yes, cough, cough. Well, Halo Wars did it a little better, but
yeah, but it still wasn't great.
Yeah.
Sorry. If you're going to do an RTS, leave it to a computer.
Yeah, because it's just really hard to micromanage everything on a controller and switch and do everything with that. It just doesn't mesh. So maybe the Call of Duty for the PC is a little bit better on the strike missions, but in terms of console,
yeah,
it doesn't work as well.
Yeah. And I think that's about sums it up for strike missions. Ew.
Really? But strike missions are, I thought they were terrible.
Yeah.
So on to what everybody buys Call of Duty for in the first place. Multiplayer.
Go around shooting people with guns. Woohoo!
That hasn't changed. It's pretty much the exact same multiplayer
as Modern Warfare and Black Ops 1. Just, okay, you have new maps, new weapons. Actually, and I think a slightly different loadout style this time.
Yeah, the layout and how they did it is a tiny bit different. Not much.
Not much, just a little.
Enough,
the aesthetics.
Yeah, just enough to make it a new game.
Yeah.
Not update it.
Put in a new coat of paint on an old house.
Yeah. So, like I said, I'm not a big fan of the Call of Duty multiplayer. How are you with the multiplayer?
That's like most others. You got find your excuse me. You find your games that you want to play, and you jump in. All right, wait for your match to start. Load up whatever weapon layout you want with whatever grenade, perks, whatnot. Go in, shoot up the map until whoever wins, and then you're done. You earn your XP, you get new unlocks, yada yada yada. Pretty much the same.
Right. And it's still the same gameplay. Like I said,
Yeah.
nothing has changed really. Like I said, the biggest issue I have with the multiplayer and why I'm more, like I said, obviously I love Halo 4. If you watched your review or read my review for Halo 4, I love the multiplayer in that one. But I'm a big Battlefield 3 person. Mostly because of the openness and because it's not as Twitch gameplay.
Yeah. And whereas Call of Duty, you're pretty much close quarters. There really isn't a lot of long distance.
Well, it's not just that. It's whoever finds whoever first wins. It's very hard to, if you're caught from behind, to turn it around. You're pretty much dead if that happens.
Yeah.
In Battlefield and Halo, I can turn around, run, and, maybe take him out before I die and somehow turn it around. Call of Duty, it's, whoever finds who first and has the quickest, trigger button wins.
Yeah, pretty much.
Twitch. And like I said, that's a skill that I don't have a lot of. I'm not that good of a Twitch player. I'm good at, aim and stuff, but I need time to aim. I'm a sniper. In most FPSs or a medic. So I can't do the Twitch gameplay, and never really have been. So I mean, that's my biggest turnoff from the multiplayer.
Yeah, for me, multiplayer is like, okay, it's there. That's about it.
You don't have any issues with it being Twitch?
I go in, more or less, I play COD just to kill time.
Yeah.
I really don't care. I go in, okay, I lose, big whoop. If I actually get a good match, hurrah, I actually got a good match. Otherwise, I'm usually stuck on playing another FPS game or Halo.
Right. And since we're on multiplayer, the other biggest turnoff I have from Call of Duty multiplayer is, I think, probably given that most people have played it, but the community is not the world's most supportive and, fun-loving group of people.
Oh, you mean the 12-year-olds?
Yes, and them just randomly insulting you.
Yeah.
No, apparently.
I don't understand why the kids get their hands on these games. But that's for another topic.
Kids, I mean teenagers and adults do it too. It's just like I think people take Call of Duty a little too seriously.
Yeah.
But once again, I think gamers today, take games a little too seriously. I think they're in it to win instead of,
have fun.
I play games to have fun. The only games I ever get kind of competitive in are my fighting games. And that's really it. But I never, if I lose, I go, okay, I lost, I'll try to make it up. I try to keep my, win to lose ratio, fairly high on wins, low on loses. But, I don't like rage at somebody or insult people if they're bad or good. I usually just go good game, and move on. And if I do get mad for something, I just quit. I don't take it out on the other person.
I'd have to have a legitimate reason to get pissed off at somebody for, to insult them and everything. Because, it's a game. You can get over it.
Yeah, but Call of Duty, I mean, I've run into so much, just yelling and, what the hell are you doing? And all that stuff. I'm like, oh, come on. I'm just trying to, enjoy,
I'm just here to enjoy a match. Leave me alone.
Which is why anytime Call of Duty, Battlefield, whatever I'm playing, I turn on voice chat.
Yeah.
Just get out. Because I don't really want to hear other people.
Yeah, which I think the only community kind of has a hold on this game is when you get to zombies. Because you have to rely on your teammates to help you.
Yeah, and there you can get away with a little more rage, but
yeah,
still, once again, I don't think you should really get angry at other people over a game.
No,
unless purposely screwing with you, then you can. But
yeah, if you know the person, yeah, that's fine. But otherwise, scram.
Well, since we're talking about, you brought up zombies, let's talk about zombies mode. It's exactly the same from the other ones. Hurrah!
Just with the added campaign.
Yes, and that is it.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same zombies. You go into a map, try to survive, and you can actually progress through a set campaign map through each level. You just have to time it right to get. I think it's a bus. You get on a bus, you time to get on the bus, and you go to the next map and try to survive there, and then back on the bus, try to survive again, yada yada yada, rinse and repeat.
Yeah. I suck at zombies. I'm just gonna lay it down. I suck at zombies.
I can survive for a while, but just honestly, if I'm gonna play anything survival zombie like that, I'll go to Left 4 Dead.
I suck at that game too. I don't know. The only zombie games I'm good at are Resident Evil and the Walking Dead game. I think those are the only two zombie games I'm actually good at. But zombies in Call of Duty, once again, it's pretty solid. There's some gameplay mechanics I kind of think are kind of mostly.
Yeah, mostly like this original Black Ops, but still.
Yeah, and I think the campaign has some issues. Like, it would be nice if it told me what I was doing instead of just kind of having to guess around.
Yeah, because it took me at least halfway through the round I was doing for playing zombies to figure out that, oh, we need to get on the bus. Because the bus had shown up, I think, 3 times while we were derping around at the bus stop doing stuff without realizing that, oh, we need to be on the bus to proceed.
Yeah, that would have been nice to know because one of the guys in our group got on the bus, and the rest of us, it was the first time doing it. We got on the bus, nothing happened, so we got off, and we're like, okay, where do we go? So we were kind of exploring the first map, and then the bus disappeared with the other guy. I'm like, really? I'm supposed to stay on the bus? It would be nice if, the game told me go on the bus. I'm not asking
Or, when
everything, but give me basics here.
yeah, when like the opening, talking about going into zombies, it'd be like, okay, you need to be on the bus to proceed to the next mission. But no, they just expect you to know that, oh, when the bus is here, you get on, you stay on the bus, defend the bus, and then until it keeps moving.
Yeah, well, the only thing in campaign I knew I was doing was look for clues to figure out how the outbreak happened. So that's what I was doing on the first map. I got on the bus. There wasn't a clue on that, so I went to investigate the rest of the area to find if there was a clue. And then the bus was gone. And once again, it would be nice if it would tell you at least how many clues are in the area and to get on the bus.
Yeah, be like, okay, bus is showing up. You have your option of to get on the bus and keep going, or stay around and look for clues.
Yeah, that is all I'm asking for is basic, do this, do that. I'm not asking for the clue is here. Go here. Go here. No, I'm just basics here.
Just basic of, okay, here's, there's 4 clues on this map. Go find them.
Yes.
Bus is coming. Bus is here.
Get on.
Bus is leaving.
Yes. Basic stuff like that I think would make zombies a lot better. Obviously, if you've done zombies before, you don't really need the instruction because you kind of just know what you're doing. But for someone like me who, played zombies in all of like 5 minutes when Call of Duty Black Ops came out, did like 1 match and don't really understand what's going on, explain to me a little bit other than find clues.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Make it a little bit more friendly. Maybe later levels you don't have to do that as much. But at least the first level, come on. Tell me what the heck, give me a basic idea of what I'm supposed to do.
Even if it's like kind of like a tutorial.
Yeah.
The first time you play, give us a small tutorial saying, hey, okay, this is, the few things that you need to do. And then when we get into the game, we know what to do, and we don't need it for the next few rounds because of the fact that we know what we're doing.
Yes. That would be amazing. And I think that would make zombies a little better. Like I said, I think the zombies themselves and the boarding of windows can kind of get repetitive, but it's a zombie mode, so I'm willing to forgive it. And that's all I have to say on zombies.
Yep, pretty much.
But like I said, if you like zombies in Black Ops 1, and were they in Modern Warfare 3?
No. Where it came in was World at War.
That's right.
Where zombies got introduced. That's where Black Ops came from.
Right.
Is because that World at War was the break off from Activision and Treyarch going their separate ways, kind of like Bungie and 343.
So, I mean, if you like zombies in, like I said, at least in Black Ops 1, since that's the one I played, you'll like zombies in this one. Not my cup of tea, but like I said, Call of Duty and the whole is not my cup of tea, but it's a solid game in terms of everything else. So with that, I think that's all we're going to talk about on Call of Duty. We're going to now give it our verdicts on buy, rent, or pass. Sinister.
I give it a rent because honestly, it's not really worth buying because okay, if you're buying it for zombies, why are you wasting $60?
Fair enough. And then I also go with a rent, very close to a, you know, if I was very objective, it would be a buy. But like I said, the whole point of us doing 3, well, supposed to be 3. We'll have a 3rd and 4th next time, is to give a more rounded opinion on it. I'm also a rent, just because, you know, the only thing that is, you know, good about Call of Duty is the campaign. I don't think it's worth the $60 to dish out. Maybe if it's, you know, once it's, you know, 20, 30, if you want the multiplayer and don't mind being a little far behind, it might be, you know, a little bit more worth buying. But like, I just don't like the Twitch gameplay and the main campaign. I like to be able to, you know, have a chance when, you know, I'm caught by surprise and have a little hope instead of just going, I'm dead.
Yeah, pretty much.
It'd also be nice if the campaign was the story missions were a little better, but what can you do?
Yep.
However, I will say this about Call of Duty: it is better than Medal of Honor Warfighter. It is better than that.
Yeah.
And with,
So.
we're gonna call it on that. So that's it for this video. Next week we will be doing PlayStation All Stars Battle Royale for the PlayStation 3, a game that is supposedly a lot like Super Smash Bros., at least in concept. We'll see about that. So remember to subscribe to our video or our channel if you like what you hear and saw. And check our website for the written portion of the reviews. And that's it. Take it easy, everybody.